All right, guys, we're changing an intermediate steering shaft on this 2010 Toyota Matrix SRX with a 2.4 liter. And right now we're just showing you the steering rack above the subframe. There's a rubber boot that protects those components from moisture. And there's I believe it's a 12 millimeter bolt that's underneath of that boot. So you gotta sort of pry the boot up in order to gain access to that, to take the bolt out. And then on the inside of the car where it connects to the steering column, there's another bolt there. And the steering shaft, if we come take a look, you can see that it's telescopic, right? So here's the ends here. This one's multi-splined, and there is a master spline where there's two missing. And then same with the other side as well, and there's a master spline there. So what we're gonna do is just replace this. The joints go bad in them, and they give you a bit of a clunk noise when you turn the steering wheel. So how we diagnose that is you just have somebody lightly move the steering wheel back and forth while you feel the joint. And either the joint will be worn out and you'll feel the universal have play in them. Sometimes I've seen where the telescoping section is, the factory ones have like a layer of nylon or plastic or something or coating on them, and the coating will wear off and that will cause a clunk as well. So it's just a little bit difficult on this to get to that lower one because that boot's in the way. So I debated on just razor blades slicing it, getting in there doing the work, and then duct taping it back up, even though that's not really a professional way to do it. So we're gonna try to just pry it up and get the bolt out and do it that way without cutting it. But worst comes to worst, might just cut it. Okay, so just have the bolt facing, towards the tunnel, a little bit kind of pointed at the cat. It's gonna give you the best access, and it is a 12 millimeter. And now what I'm gonna do is, I gotta make the steering, we need to know where the steering is. So just basically we're gonna turn the steering wheel so that it's at 12 o'clock dead straight. So yeah, on your vehicle, as long as like the steering's normal before you're doing this, you're just pretty much gonna have the steering wheel 12 o'clock dead straight, and you're gonna want to keep that steering wheel from spinning, because when you take this shaft out, the steering column and steering wheel are able to now free spin, and you don't want that to spin around on you for a couple reasons. First of all, there's a clock spring that's an electrical connection in behind the steering cover, and it can only turn so many ways one way or the other before it'll break. And your airbag circuit and some steering wheel buttons and horn, all that stuff runs through there. So it's very, very important that you keep that steering wheel from spinning. One way you can do that is to have the seat somewhat forwards and loop the seat belt through the steering wheel and plug that in. That's gonna keep it from spinning. So just very important that you keep it from spinning. All right, so there's another bolt that goes up to connect the intermediate steering shaft to the steering column. And same deal, you gotta pull that bolt out, and then you should be able to just sort of wiggle the shaft off. And like I say, you don't want the steering wheel to be spinning around. Make sure that it's in the straight ahead position before you undo everything. And probably best to just loop the seat belt through it and keep it from moving. If for some reason the steering wheel does do like a 180 and it's upside down and you're not sure which way it goes, you can use a scan tool to go in and look at live data in the ABS module, and it will show you steering angle position. So there's a sensor that's in the clock spring that shows the steering angle position, and you can find 0 degrees is dead straight. So you'll notice, okay, it's whatever, 180 degrees out, start turning the steering wheel, and if the number climbs, you're going the wrong way. If the number is going closer to 0, you're going the right way. So. I might have. Okay, you guys, so before I do this, I'm gonna put a paint marker dot right where that split is so that I know exactly where it needs to go back on. Now, that'll be perfect for your case, gives you a good reference. Might not be a bad idea to do the same thing underneath. In my case, I'm doing something kind of different. Somebody's messed the steering up and taken things apart and put them back wrong, so you don't have to do what I'm doing, but definitely mark where that slit is. It'll just make your life so much easier. When you take it off, you'll know exactly where to put the new one on. However, the only thing is the new one might not, if you don't buy a Toyota one, you know, it might be clocked differently. So yeah, we're gonna find out if there's a master spline on this or not. I was curious too if I like took this cover off, if that rubber boot came through the floor, but it didn't look like it did. So. Anyways, you should be able to just wiggle this and it should slide right off. Ouch. And then once that comes off, you should be able to pull up and slide it off of the steering rack, I think. You might have to go underneath and give it a shake from underneath. Man, I have to go underneath. I just used the pry bar just to knock that end off. Couldn't quite get it off from the inside. So now we're gonna lower it back down and pull that shaft out of there. All right, here's the steering intermediate shaft. You can see we got a bit of play in this. So the play is actually between these two shafts. I thought maybe it was in this joint, but it does not feel like it. And that one's good too. So it's definitely just in here. And you can see we've got an extension shaft that we're gonna need to transfer. So let's transfer that. Ouch. All right, we're just doing a quick comparison. And as you can see, like I say, the joints aren't the same on both ends. So hopefully yours lines up. All right, so you can just literally slide this one on wherever you want, even though there's like you can see like a extra spline is cut out of there for a master spline, but this part doesn't have a master spline. It's cut equally across, so it's not a huge deal. So that's going to allow us to basically clock this in whatever direction we want. So maybe before, if your intermediate steering shaft's identical to this one and the joints are the same, in the same position, then I would just mark these two before you take it off so you know exactly where to put it back on. But if not, then I don't know, you're just gonna have to. Okay, so this we can just put on wherever the hell we want. So let's do this way. Put this bolt in here. Hopefully this is the same thread. Now we're gonna tighten this down. Okay, the torque spec for all of the steering bolts is 26 foot-pounds. All right, so we pretty much just drop it down the hole until it's touching the rack, and then we're gonna have to go underneath. Difficult. Just gonna have to go back in. It's not even down. Yeah, just completely disregard even taking off the steering boot underneath. I didn't realize like there was an extension under there. You can just take a plastic cover off at the steering column, so you don't even really need to go under the car. So once you get the steering shaft put back on, you just tighten down this bolt and the one that's up by the steering column, and I recommend torquing them to 26 foot-pounds. And then yeah, it's pretty much it. Put this cover back on with the 2 plastic nuts.
The cover has a slit.
Yeah, the cover's got a slit in it. There should be 2 studs that stick out of the floor. You have to kind of pull the carpet back a bit. Just put the carpet back. Should be it. All right, that's pretty much how to remove and replace the intermediate steering shaft on the 2010 Toyota Matrix XRS 2.4 liter. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. I was sort of all over the place, but if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. Here's part number for a premium one that we put in. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.